Hi. Hello. Hello. Welcome, everyone. Please, can you hear me? I think we should just wait a while for the others to join so that. Okay. Okay, I'm here. Welcome, everyone. I'm trying to invite some guests, at least those that joined us early enough, so that I can hear, but I can't seem to find private chat. Did you see my chat? Please, if you can see my chat, you can join. All right, thank you, everyone. So this is about 8 minutes. So we are going to start up immediately. Welcome. Okay. So you've been definitely be seeing our messages on about high impact Nclex Academy. Today we are going to be talking everything about Nclex. What you know, please reserve your questions and ask them. Yes. So today we are going to be looking at Nclex from the scratch, what it entails. So we are going to start from, so that even those that don't know about it, we learn about it after today's session. So definitely I'll be looking at my notes. So what is Nclex? We have been hearing about Nclex. So what do we know about Nclex? The complete word for Nclex is National Council Licensure Examination. This is an Nclex exam for registered nurses. That's for those that are in diaspora. Then, if you are a nurse in the United States, in Canada, in Australia, after your nursing school, you are required to take this exam so as to have your registered nurse licensing, your licensure, your qualification. So this exam is conducted by the NCSBN, that's the National Council State Board of Nursing. So they are the people that conduct this exam, this Nclex exam. Where can this exam be written? This exam can be written in Canada, in Australia, major countries outside, like in outside countries, but in Africa, it can be written in South Africa. They now had another branch in Kenya that was launched recently. So if you're in Canada, if you're in the UK, you can write the exam there. The exam is also taken in Brazil. You can also write it in the Philippines. So these are places where the exam can be taken. Okay. So someone is saying if we can record the class. Yes, okay. Please, can others hear me now? Please, can you hear me? Am I audible? Please, can you type in the comment section if you can hear me so I can continue? I'm looking at the comment section. Okay. So these are places where you can write this exam. So there are so many questions about, okay, thank you, you can hear me very well. So there have been so many questions about this exam is very difficult. This Nclex exam is very difficult. Can I pass the Nclex? One thing I tell people is that, you see, this Nclex exam is like every other exam, okay? It's like every other exam that you have written. And as a registered nurse, for you to be a registered nurse and you're able to pass your registered nurse exam, definitely you can pass the Nclex exam, okay? Every exam have their rules and regulation. Every exam have, what is guiding it. So that is why I say I liken the Nclex exam to every other exam. So know it, have it at the back of your mind that you can pass the Nclex exam. The Nclex exam is not something that you cannot pass, because other people have been writing it and they've been passing. So you too can pass your Nclex exam. But just like every other exam that have guiding rules and regulation to it, there are rules that guide this Nclex exam. You have to stick to it so that you pass it. So what are the rules that guide this Nclex exam now? Now, starting with, what kind of exam is this? The Nclex exam is a computer adaptive test, uses the computer adaptive testing method, that's the CAT, is a CAT exam. So when we say it's the computer adaptive method of testing, that means, it's computer based. As you are writing the exam, you and your neighbor will not have the same question, number one. Secondly, as you are writing this exam, the computer adjusts to your level of competence. So firstly, the computer gives you simple questions. From there, it starts giving you difficult questions. So it goes there. So there are millions of questions that are being put into the pool of the exam, into the pool of more like the question bank, into the pool, the Nclex question pool. So using the computer adaptive method, as you are taking your exam, you write your number one, number two. So the computer adapts to your level of intelligence and from there it chooses the question that it will supply you next. So these are some of the rules that guide the computer and the Nclex exam, which you are encouraged to stick to. Now, this, just like every other exam that have their rules and regulations, the Nclex exam is taking 5 hours, and you have a minimum of 87 questions and a maximum of 185 questions. Before now, we had what we call the old generation question, but recently, what people have been writing now is called the Nclex next generation model. So that's the type of questions people are taking now. So remember in our flyer, we wrote that we are going to demystify myths concerning the Nclex exam. So people think that this exam, you cannot pass it, is different. So it is the same exam both for Canada, the same exam for Australia, the same exam for USA. So have it at the back of your mind. So because you only have to write the Nclex once. So you don't need to write the Nclex twice. The Nclex is the same everywhere. So you get to write your Nclex only once. So those are the myths that we are demystifying, irrespective of where you write it, depending on the board, the nursing council that the nursing council board that you register with. You can only write the Nclex once. So when you write for the US, you can endorse that your Nclex result to Canada. You can endorse that your Nclex result to Australia. So you can write your Nclex only once. That's if you pass it. Let me say, if you are going to the USA, you write it. If you want to go to Canada, you don't need to write another Nclex again. That Nclex result that you have before is still valid. Now, crafting winning strategies. So that's why I said, just like every other exam, you have to craft the winning strategies. You have to follow the rules and regulations, knowing what it entails. So that's why I discussed that it's a computer adaptive testing type of exam. Then we have it is maximum of 5 hours. You have a minimum of 87 questions and a maximum of 145 questions. So those are the method of crafting your winning strategies. Another method is knowing the NCSBN test plan. So now, just like I said, every exam have its own rules and regulation guiding it. So this Nclex exam, the National Council of State Board of Nursing, being so kind, they released a test plan. What is a test plan? This is, as a registered nurse, the things that you are supposed to study. Before you say you want to go and write the Nclex exam, these are some of the things that you are supposed to know. These are some of the things that you are supposed to study. These are guidelines that you are supposed to know. So we have them, the NSCBN, you can go to their website and verify it. You can type it, the NCSBN test plan, you will see it there. So we have the safe and effective care environment. These are their test plan. That is where they craft out the questions for the Nclex examination. So you can imagine studying vehemently about the NSCBN test plan. Definitely, you have an edge to go and write the exam and pass it. So we have under the safe and effective care environment, we have the coordinated care. So in that coordinated care, 17 to 23% of questions is being asked. So when you are studying under the safe and effective care environment. So note that 17 to 23% of the questions will come out from safety and environment, and also 9 to 15% of questions will come out from safety and infection control. Then under the health promotion and maintenance, we have that 6 to 12% of questions will be crafted from there. Then for the psychosocial integrity, about 9 to 15% of questions will be crafted from there. Psychosocial physiological integrity. Under physiological integrity, we have the basic care and comfort. Here, 6 to 12% of questions come out from here. Pharmacology therapies, we have 12 to 18% of questions that come out from here. Reduction of risk potential, 9 to 15% of questions come out from here. Then physiological adaptation, 11 to 17% of questions come out from here. Please kindly reserve your questions. You can start sending your questions so that after the class, I can start answering them. Yes, you can start sending all your questions, all the confusions. We are here to break it down in ABC. So these are where the Nclex questions are being crafted from. So having this at the back of your mind, you know that these are where the questions will come out from. These are the things that you're supposed to read. And this Nclex exam, just like we said, is like every other exam. It's not an exam that you go and write and you will not study. You have to study for the Nclex exam. So this is, this is like a pathway to how you can study, to what you can use to study for this Nclex exam. Now, we have mastering the exam. We are not going to waste much of our time. So it's just start sending in your questions so that we can answer them immediately. So we have talked about demystifying all the confusions about the Nclex exam. I told you that you can pass it. We have talked about crafting winning strategies. I've told you people, this exam is something that you have to study for. You have to use the NSCBN test plan. You have to use your Saunders question bank, textbook to study. You have to also use question banks. When you are studying for the Nclex, when you use some question banks, you know how the exam is being structured, how the exam is being asked. Firstly, under our crafting and winning strategies, this Nclex exam, you have to have your content. Content cannot be overemphasized for the Nclex. You have to have your content. So that is where you have to study using materials. You have this Nclex exam. Actually, there is no two ways about it. You have to study. It's something I usually tell people that the Nclex is a long-term exam. So you have been passing other exams. So just like every other exam that you have been passing, you are also going to pass the Nclex exam. Then as an individual, know how you study. How do you study? Are you an audiovisual learner? Are you the type that you study in group discussions? Are you the type that you must see a picture before you understand what the teacher is talking about? Know the type of learner that you are. So with this, you can be able to study effectively. When you are studying, you are not studying for just something you write immediately. You are studying for long term, so you have to read it. You have to study it for a long time. So anything you are studying, you know that you are going to understand it. So some people, they have to read over and over again. Some people, they have to study something for 5 times before they will understand. There is no problem. Just know how you study. Like I say, if you are a nurse in diaspora and you are writing the Nclex exam, that means you're already a registered nurse. That means you passed an exam. You've been passing every other exam, so you can pass the Nclex exam. So here brings us to, how do you master the exam? How do you master the Nclex exam? So this is where I bring to you good news. I bring to you good news about High Impact Nclex Academy. In High Impact Nclex Academy, we have experienced tutors. All our tutors are already Nclex registered nurses. They have studied, they've written, and they have all passed the Nclex exam. So they have first-hand experience about their studies. They have first-hand experience about the nursing and the Nclex exam. So they have first-hand experience to be able to support you. That's why I say we will hold you by the hand and guide you, give you all the necessary assistance, tips on how you can study. Even if you don't even know the type of learner that you are, by the time we collect history from you, we can even tell you the type of learner that you are, so that you can study and pass this exam. So just like I said, we have experienced tutors, and we have tailored support. Just like I said, we'll hold you by the hand. The support that you need, we can support you. And also, if you notice, majority, especially Africans, majority of us, most of us have not passed the exam compared to other countries. For example, you see like the Philippines, most of they have an Nclex center in their country. So majority of them have written for the Nclex exam. So especially African nurses are also intelligent. Majority of most people are very intelligent. Most nurses in diaspora, they are very, very intelligent. So there is no fear in taking the Nclex exam. There is no fear. You can pass the Nclex exam. So when we hold you by the hand, we will assist you till you pass the Nclex. So we are result driven. We will encourage you, we will tell you what best to do. Is it right? Is it time for you to take? We will assess you. If you are ready to take your Nclex, we will tell you to go. If we assess you and you are not ready, we will tell you to hold on at Nclex, at High Impact Nclex Academy. Also, we have a free pharmacology class where we discuss pharmacology in depth. The pharmacology class is going to be, a discussion pharmacology class. We learn in High Impact Nclex Academy. We learn 5 days of the week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we learn every day. Then we have a free Nclex class, Nclex discussion class. So that's an addition if you register with High Impact Nclex Academy. And our class is starting from, our next batch is starting from the 1st of April. And our cost is just 5,000 Naira for Nigerian residents and $30 for nurses outside of Nigeria. So that is that about the Nclex introduction, about the High Impact Nclex Academy. Kindly send in your questions, your confusions, so that we can answer your questions. So using the NSCBN test plan, we help in High Impact Nclex Academy. We try as much as we can to cover your Nclex content, more like the foundation, within 3 months. So within 3 months of registering with us, you are assured to cover your content. If you think you are still not okay, you are not comfortable, your content level, you think you've not grabbed it enough, you can as well re-register. So that is what we do at High Impact Nclex Academy. We try as much as we can to equip you fully with the Nclex resources. So please send in your questions. If you have any questions, we are not here to waste much of your time. If you have questions, please send it for us. I am not seeing any question here. I'm not seeing any question here. Are we all satisfied? Have we all learned? So just like I tell people, you have, and also most people think about the financial constraints. They say the Nclex is very, expensive. The Nclex, I need a lot of money. You won't say that you cannot start. Just like they say, little drops of water make an ocean. What are you doing now? You have to start somewhere. Don't say, oh, I don't have money, this, that. Okay, we have a question here. The 5K for Nigerians, is it for duration of 3 months? No, the 5,000 is monthly. So we try 5,000 per month. So we try as much as we can to finish the content within 3 months, so that those that their exams are due, they can write. If you think you are still not ready for the content. You can read, you can study more. You can study more. And also in the academy, we assist, even if you don't have an idea on how to start, it's part of our services from zero, from start to finish. We help with CGFNS registration, Joseph Silney registration, RS registration. We help with fingerprinting. We help with Texas Board of Nursing registration. We help with nursing jurisprudence registration. We help with Pearson View booking, visa applications, so that you can go to the center where you can write your examination. So, and that. So a lot of you might be thinking, after my Nclex, what happens? Oh, after your Nclex, the world is ahead of you, because you can use it in all these countries that I mentioned: Australia, Canada, and USA, just one Nclex. And also, even if you don't want to travel now, even if you don't plan to travel, like, you can decide to write your Nclex as a plan B. There's one good thing about nursing, that nursing is one course that, as a registered nurse, you can use your license to travel legally to different countries of the world to go and work as a registered nurse. So you can have it as a plan B. I remember telling somebody, she said she didn't have the intention of traveling abroad. So I just encouraged her. I told her, you can have this as a plan B. So she started, I helped her with the processing. She started and she wrote the exam. Fortunately, she passed. So when the price of goods, I'm currently in Nigeria, when the price of goods increased, the dollar increase and all that, she came back, she was telling me thank you that she has written her exam before, because by now it would have cost her more. So a lot of people have their Nclex exam, even if they don't even intend to travel. You can have it as a plan B. You don't know anything, that you can decide to travel. You might not have the plan to travel now. You can decide to travel in the future, and you already have your Nclex. Yes, the Nclex exam expires, but the good news is that you can renew your license from your home country. You see, you can renew your license even while in your home country, while it has expired. So that's why, now is the best time to start. Even if you say, oh, I don't have finance and all that, nobody ever has this finance for the Nclex exam. Let me tell you the truth. But you can start somewhere, because especially those in the African countries, especially those in countries where the exam is not taken, it usually costs a fortune. But you won't say, you can't even predict when you will have that fortune to write the exam. So that's why you are being encouraged to start now. You can start your CGFNS registration and continue studying, continue reading. Along the line, you can decide, oh, I want to write this exam in 9 months' time. Yes, so you can start your exam preparation, your registration this month. So when you make all the bulk registrations this month, your upcoming month, you can use it to prepare, for the flight ticket and the exam registration fee. So these are some of the things so there's room for planning. That's why I said little drops of water make an ocean. You can start it gradually. You can start it one day at a time. And there are a lot of people, we have matrons, people in their 50s, 52 years, that have written their Nclex and they passed, even at one sitting. So if you are younger than that, if you are still young and your brain is still fresh, I think this is the best time to start your journey of success to your Nclex. Because if you are saying, oh, in years to come, you are not getting younger. In years to come, the brain that you have now and the brain that you have in years to come is not the same. So that is why I say the best time to start is now. You can solicit for funds from relatives, from friends and family. So, it's a project, and projects are usually long term. So pray about it. plan towards it and start executing it. Then you can go ahead and start making progress with it. Okay, we have another question here. Are they past question for review? The truth is that the Nclex exam, you are not allowed to disclose your Nclex exam. The questions that you take in the exam is violation if you disclose it. But we have question banks. We have the UWorld question bank, we have the Archer question bank, we have the Kaplan question bank, we have REMA question bank, Simple Nursing question bank. We have a lot of question banks. So these question banks, you can use them to study. When you use them to study, you are able to have an idea of what the question looks like. We also have the HESI question bank. So we use it to have an idea of what the exam looks like. And also, let me also explain further that for you to go and write this Nclex exam, firstly, you need your content. Content cannot be overemphasized. See, there is no rocket science to this Nclex. Just like I said before, you have been writing every other exam, right? And you have been passing. Comfort, let me use you. You have been writing every other exam, you have been passing. So the same way, you will also pass this Nclex exam. But there are rules to every exam, just like I said before. You have to study for this Nclex exam. And how best can you study? Know the type of learner that you are. So when you put these things into place, you know the type of learner that you are. So you can, give it your best, give yourself time, study very well, and go pull the bulldozer, which is the Nclex, and you will bring the trophy home. Is the Nclex trophy. So you can bring it home. So you can use the question banks for questions for review. Now, just like I said, questions. So the second point is that you need to assess your critical thinking skills. Just like I used to say, you see the liver. The liver is a part of the body. The liver is the liver everywhere. In every research, in every study, in every medical journal, the liver is the liver everywhere. The eyes is the eyes everywhere. The nose is the nose everywhere. So that's why you need to know your content. So not if you are saying that the nose is located in the ears, you don't know your content. So anyhow you want to grab this content, is it from medical journal? Is it from Saunders? Is it from HESI? Is it from Kaplan? My dear, grab the content with the whole of your heart, with the whole of your mind. Grab it. Now, when you are satisfied with the content, that is when you now go further for the critical thinking skills. Do not go to the Nclex without knowing your critical thinking skills. Now, how does this critical thinking skills come in? That is where the how you apply your content, how you apply your knowledge as a nurse into the care of this patient. Now, you know that the ear is in the midline of the face. You know that the nose is in the midline of the face. You know that the ear is located below the parietal lobe. Now, no parietal bone. So knowing these things, how do you apply it as a nurse to your patient? So that is where the critical thinking skills come in. If you don't apply these critical thinking skills, you can get wrong. You can fail. You can go and write and fail the Nclex. Remember that I told you when I started initially that this Nclex exam is a computer adaptive testing method. So the computer first of all gives you simple questions. Then as the time goes on, it will now give you the difficult questions. If you are getting these simple questions correctly, that means you know what everybody knows, according to Mark K. You know what every other person knows. So with this, the Nclex will now be giving you more difficult questions. But the more you answer the difficult questions, the higher your chances of passing. But if as you start the exam, the Nclex gives you simple questions. These simple questions, you fail them. That means you don't know what every other person knows. So the Nclex will start giving you simple questions. Once it start giving you simple, very, very simple questions, there is your that means your rate of your chances of passing is low. So that's why you need to apply your content and your critical thinking skills. Okay, we have another question here. How long does it take to expire? All right, I'm going to answer using the Texas Board of Nursing. I know that the Texas Board of Nursing, how they do it, usually take 2 years, and the date of the 2 years from you wrote your exam, and the date of expiry, it will not expire on your birthday, so that you will remember to renew your exam. So the time it takes to expire is 2 years, and just like I said before, you can renew your Nclex exam, you can renew your Nclex result from your home country. We have a lot of Indians that have written the Nclex 10 years ago. You know, there is currently they have retrogression in India, and their priority date is far back as 2010 or so. So we have a lot of people that have written in India 10 years ago. So their Nclex is still valid. So you can renew your license from your home country. So you don't need to be in the abroad to renew your license. That is why I said you can have it as a plan B, even if you don't want to go to any of these countries. So this exam, using this NSCBN test plan, you can as well, you need to, this NSCBN test plan that I mentioned, you have to pass it. Are you seeing? Just like I said, that every exam has its own rules and regulation. Under the coordinated care, you must at least pass a question, because the Nclex will give you 17 to 23% of the coordinated care. So you have to pass at least some questions from this range. From the safety and infection control, you have to pass some questions. From the health promotion, you have to pass some questions. So these are the makeup of the test plan. These are some specific needs of this test plan. So you have to pass some questions from these aspects. If you don't pass them, your risk of passing will be low. So that is why you don't have to leave any stone unturned while studying for the Nclex exam. That's why you have to study. You have to study using study your content. You have to study using question banks. You have to study using pictures and things you understand. And you have to study to even know how to prioritize which patient to attend to first. So these are the things that are very necessary for this Nclex exam. So when you register with us at High Impact Nclex Academy, we will give you more tips. Like when you are in your place of work, you can use these Nclex methods to impute in your place of work. These are medical practices, and they are very, very much standard. They are standard everywhere. And talking about the Nclex exam, the Nclex exam have a pool where millions of questions are. We have millions and millions of questions. And the item writers, so these questions, they go through meticulous scrutinization. So that is why any question you see, you won't say, oh, the writer made a mistake. No. Any question you see is perfect. Any question you see has been scrutinized. Any question you see, take it the way it is. And we usually tell people, the Nclex is a perfect world. So don't assume, stop using your place of work when you are writing your exam. Stop using your place of work as an example. Use what the Nclex gives you. It says 2 nurses are supposed to do this. Yes, 2 nurses are supposed to do it. Don't say in my place of work, it is 1 nurse that does this. No, do it as it is required. So that is that about the Nclex. If there are more questions, you can send it to us. That is, if there are more questions, you can send it to us. But in a nutshell, this is what the Nclex is about, and these are strategies how you can write and pass the Nclex and just get it once. Just like I said, when is the best time to start? The best time to start is now. Even if you don't have the financial capability, yes, the best time to still start is now. There's room for planning. You can plan, you can solicit for funds. You must not, and while you are planning for the exam, you can be studying. There's what we call opportunity meets preparedness. If there is an opportunity for you to go and write the Nclex and you are not prepared, you won't forgive yourself. So this is an avenue for you to prepare for the exam, for you to prepare for your Nclex exam and write the Nclex exam, ace it in one sitting. So that is that. Any other question? If not, we're rounding up. We've spent about 46 minutes. We're not going to waste your time. So if you have any question, you can send to us. You can send to us. Okay. I think I have answered those questions. All right. So to close it, you can register with us at High Impact Nclex Academy. We do registrations, we do everything Nclex. Our tutors are super. You need to meet our tutors. Oh my goodness, you need to meet our tutors. They are so good at what they do, and we learn. Just like I said, we learn every day in the class. So, and we also have a bonus pharmacology class. So we can't wait to meet you. And also be reminded that in the general platform that we are going to be sending questions so in the general group, so that even if you don't even have money to register for the Nclex now, you can be participating in the questions, at least learning the strategies of how to answer the question so that you'll be able to pass the Nclex exam. All right. I have a question here. Somebody says, where are the locations for writing the Nclex in Africa? So currently we have South Africa and we have Kenya. Although sometimes for those in Nigeria, getting the South African visa can be very cumbersome. Sometimes it can be a lot of waste of time, wasting of time. At the end of the day, they will not give you the visa. But luckily for the Nigerians, a new center has been opened in Kenya, and as you know, Kenya is visa-free to Nigerians. So all you just have to do is to apply online, and you will get your e-visa application, and it's hassle-free. But we heard that they will be writing the exams by June of 2024. So these are the speculations so far, but nothing yet from piercing view. But the center has been opened in Kenya. So these are places where you can write. But currently, people go to Brazil to go and write the exam. People go to Philippines to go and write the exam. People go to India to go and write the exam. Don't say, what? I'm traveling all these countries, crossing 7 seas and 7 oceans to go and write the exam. No problem. You will go and come back, right? You will go and write the exam and pass. Yes. So don't do any. That's why I say have the Nclex as a plan B. Write it, of course, you pass. Where will I get the funds? Little drops of water makes an ocean. Don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged. Okay. Even if you start saving now, it's not bad. So don't be discouraged about the money. So you can start now. So please do share our flyers. Our class is starting on the 1st of April. Share our flyers. Tell a nurse friend. Tell somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, okay, about the Nclex. You can start preparing for the exam now. So thank you so much, everybody that tuned in to the class. Thank you so much. To everybody that referred their friends to the class, thank you so much. God bless you. We wish to see you. So registrations, the account details for the registration will be posted in the platform. If you are yet to join our platform, please send us a message at highimpacthealthcare@gmail.com so that we can put you through the class. Thank you so much and goodbye. See you some other time. So subsequently, we'll be doing some free lectures. We'll be hosting some free lectures and free classes where we'll be discussing some disease conditions. Okay. All right. Take care for now. Bye. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.